guys, today we're going to be doing the range test or distance test for the Nerf Barricade Rev 10. Here we have a stock Nerf Barricade, and when I say stock, this is stock voltage, okay? There are three AA batteries in it, and I'll go ahead and take off the battery plate here to show you just what it asks for when you take it out of the box. However, I have removed the lock on the jam door, the electronic and mechanical lock on the jam door, and the lock on the trigger. These don't affect the performance of it as far as distance. However, they make it a little bit easier to use, and I like to have the jam door open so I can see what's going on inside. As you can see, we got three Duracell batteries in here. These are fairly fresh. They have been used a little bit, but they're pretty much new. And we're gonna go ahead and screw that back on there. And we are using a Raider style stock. That's just so we can get an accurate reading on both guns. That way I'm holding it in the exact same position. Everything else inside is the stock as far as the barrel's still on, and we're shooting stock Whistler darts. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it on here, shoot 10 rounds, and see how far we go. We have our 75-foot tape out. I don't think we'll be hitting above that. So we'll see what happens. First test is going to be flat, and basically I'm at shoulder height, which is a little bit above or a little bit below the camera. So we're looking at about 4.5 feet. There's a little bit of a breeze, but hopefully that won't affect us. So here we go. 10 stock darts. Okay, as you can see, go ahead and turn this off. Oops, off. Okay, 10 stock darts. Let's go ahead and take the camera off the tripod here and see what we have. Hopefully you guys can see there is the tape. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. Go ahead and go down. The lowest dart we have, as you can see, is right here. We're looking at about 21 feet. Hopefully you guys can see that even with the shadow. 21 feet. Okay, we have one there. Got a pretty solid grouping right here in this area at about 28 feet. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then it looks like the farthest is right about here at 30 feet. So 10 darts, max range of 30 feet. Okay, now we're gonna do the angle test. And with my angle test, basically what I do is I take my Barricade in this instance, but any gun, and angle it up as far as I think it'll go, as far as seeing how much the max distance I can get out of it. So I don't have a certain degree of angle. Basically, it's just however much I think is going to give me a good angle on it. And basically I'm going to try to hold it on the same on the guns, okay? So this isn't really, this is just to show what I think you can get out of it. I wouldn't take this as the max distance. I wouldn't take this as, you know, the really low distance. This is just kind of for fun and to show exactly what you can possibly get out of this, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and again shoot 10 darts off of our stock Nerf Barricade. So here we go. Oops, that one messed up. Okay, 10 rounds, and let's go see what we got, hopefully. We're not going to count the one round that hit the awning here. That was only at 18 feet, but that was due to my fault, not the darts. So the lowest actual range we got at an angled is 44 feet, and actually probably about 43 to that one right there. Pretty solid grouping right here at about 48 feet. Okay, so pretty solid grouping right there, and then the last one being at what appears to be 56 feet. So that's the ranges for an angle test on the Nerf Barricade. Okay, now we're going to be doing the range test on the Nerf Barricade with all my full mods. These mods include all the safeties removed on the jam door as well as on the trigger, and kind of, I don't know if it's considered a safety, but it's a kind of a feature on one on the trigger that kind of changes the feel of it. I took it out, I like to feel better. Inside we have a 9-volt battery with harness and everything. So we're going to be shooting about 9 volts instead of the stock, I believe it's 4.5 volts, so about double the power. Again, I also removed the front barrel, so there's just the flywheels here, and put my own custom front on it, so there is no more barrel there, so that should help us with a little bit of range. Probably not a whole lot, I mean maybe 5 feet, but we'll see. So first test is going to be 10 stock darts at level flight, or excuse me, not level flight, level, so straight on about 4.5 feet, and we'll see what we can get with it. Okay, so that is my modified Nerf Barricade. Go ahead and check out these ranges. As most of you might have seen a little bit, if you didn't, I apologize for my camera. The darts are actually hitting the ground a little bit earlier than what they are and bouncing. Now, just disregard that dart, that's just one I have blowing around. So they are kind of a little bit longer just for the fact that they got more speed and they are hitting the ground and kind of bouncing and skipping. First dart is out here. We're going to go ahead and walk this in. And we're looking at right at 44 feet for the lowest dart. We got a pretty solid grouping here at about 46. And then our highest grouping is 3 darts here. This is not the highest, but the highest grouping, I guess you could say, at 54 feet. Then we have 2 darts up here. The second highest is at 59 feet. And the last one here is at 62 feet. So pretty high ranges. That is again level shot, straight shot, I guess you could say, level with the ground at about 4.5 feet height. So that is the ranges for the modified Nerf Barricade. Okay guys, now it's time for the, I guess you could say, the angled test for the modified Nerf Barricade with a 9-volt battery in it and the front barrel removed. The locks are removed like I mentioned before. Just wanted to show that again before I do this test, okay? Just so there's no doubt. We're going to be angling it, and like I said in the last one, angling is basically I'm just going to shoot it as high as I think it'll go the distance, okay? So basically which angle I think it'll shoot the farthest. I went ahead and extended our tape back towards us, so we now have 100-foot tape. As you can see, it's a little bit farther from the house to where we are now. I've extended that to 100-foot tape instead of 75, just for the fact we were hitting 70 feet, or around 70 feet, 65 to 70 feet with it straight stock, modified flat. So we're going to try the modified angle. Again, this is not a certain angle, it's just what I think I can get the most range out of. And it's not really, it's just to show what the capability of this is, okay? So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. Again, 10 stock darts, and see what we can get with it. And that unfortunately didn't work. Okay, so that's our 10 shots. We're gonna go ahead and take the camera in again and show you what kind of ranges we got. Again, I hit the awning on our house again for like the second or third time so far in my recording process, so I apologize for that. It will only be 9 shots now, but I think it's still a good average. So going down the tape here, and the lowest shot we got here at angled, and it's blowing around a little bit, is 69 feet, okay? I would say about middle range here is at 77 feet. And then our grouping here of several here, and the farthest one without the wind blowing it, is at 89 feet. So angled shows, you know, quite a bit of distance. Again, the grouping is still pretty good, okay? I would say it's in a 4-foot radius as far as from where I was shooting, as you can see by the tripod out there. I would say it's only veered off maybe, you know, in a 4-foot section wide, so it's pretty good grouping actually, for what it is. Hopefully you guys can see that on the camera, but again, 89 feet maxing out and an angle shot. Okay guys, I'm just gonna go over the details again real fast here just to kind of show you what we have. We have 2 barricades, as you can see. This is the modified with a 9-volt and all the safeties removed, as well as the barrel removal. Okay, we're hitting, you know, almost 90 feet with this angled, about 80 75 to 80 flat. So okay, the mod does work, as you can see, and it improves a lot of ranges. This again is just a stock barricade. Only difference is the safeties have been removed so the jam door can be opened. Other than that, there's nothing else different about them. I did use Raider style stocks with them. Those do not come with the blasters, but I just wanted that so it gave me a more consistent shot. When I was doing the flat shots, I hold it in the same exact position. So, and also one thing I might have forgotten to mention, we were using stock whistler darts that come with these, or I guess they might be called sonic darts. So, you know, maybe if you used a different dart, maybe your custom made darts, they might go even farther, I'm not sure. So I just wanted to show that. Again, this is the 9-volt mod versus the stock barricade. Thank you guys for watching and have a nice day.